Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Sound Archives. My name is Christian Maiorino, and I am the host of this channel. So today's episode, normally first week of the month, I try to do an album ranking, and then the second week I do a concert review. But since last Saturday, April 2nd, I saw the Queensryche and Judas Priest show at Foxwoods in Connecticut, I decided that I would do the concert review today instead. I actually meant to get this video recorded a couple of days earlier, but I had a couple of things come up that I wasn't able to set the time aside to get it done, so I'm doing it now. So here we go. So anyway, as I was saying, this past Saturday, April 2nd, Judas Priest and Queensryche as the support act played the Foxwoods Theatre at the Foxwoods Casinos in Ledyard, Connecticut. So I was there. I got there a little bit. Well, I got there on time, but I think we missed the first song with Queensryche because when I was looking up the set list after, I thought I got there for the first song, which is Warning, but then I double checked the set list that was posted online, and it looks like they opened the show with Queen of the Reich. So if anyone wants to see another show on this tour, I guess I should just say as like a spoiler alert, if you don't want to know what the set list is, then maybe you could fast forward a little bit in the video if you don't want to be spoiled as far as what they're playing with their set list. But if you don't care, then I'm just going to read it off right now. So Queensryche, they opened their set with Queen of the Reich, and they played Warning, and then Enforcer, number 156, Empire, Walking in Shadows, The Whisper, Operation Mindcrime, The Needle Lies, Take Hold of Flame, Screaming in Digital, and then they did the encore as Eyes of a Stranger, and then did the whole kind of outro was kind of that introduction part on the Operation Mindcrime album. So overall, they did great. They got Todd LaTorre as the lead vocalist now. He's obviously been in the band for a while, and he sounds really good. I think he might even be a better singer than Jeff Tate. Apparently, there was some drama going on there a few years ago. I'm not the biggest Queensryche fan, but I do like some of those earlier albums. Probably the first EP, probably my favorite, and then The Warning is also really good. Rage for Order and Mindcrime are all right, and then from there I kind of don't really care too much, or just not pay too much attention. Though I may go back and listen to some of the more recent albums that Todd LaTorre has sang on. So they had in the band playing with him, they got Michael Wilton and Eddie Jackson. Well, Michael Wilton on guitar and Eddie Jackson on bass, who are the only original members. And then you have is that Mike Stone is the other guitarist, and Casey Grillo is the drummer now. So overall, I was saying they sounded great. Todd sounded great singing. There's a couple points where the guitars just kind of sounded off, and then they did announce a technical issue. According to my notes, that was just prior to Take Hold of Flame. They said there was a little bit of a technical issue, but aside from that, they sounded good. I enjoyed their set very much, and if I get the opportunity to see Queensryche again, I would definitely do so. And as I was kind of going through the set list there, of course, most of those songs are mostly older songs, so they didn't play any of the newer material that they've done with Todd LaTorre. It was mostly just those first couple of albums there, so I was happy with that. So next, we got Judas Priest, who was the headliner. So this show had been postponed twice already, I believe. Initially is because of COVID. I think the show was originally scheduled for 2020, and then got postponed to 2021. And then because of Richie Faulkner's heart issue, they postponed the tour again. So we finally got to see them again this time. So the opening, when the band came on, they had that Judas Priest 3-prong cross thing that they've had as part of their logo on some of the more recent albums, and it was kind of came up like this, and then kind of like pulled forward like that. They kind of had it going throughout the show. There was light, it turned red, and there was like laser lights and spotlights kind of coming out of it. So it was pretty cool to see. So with Priest, the band I think sounded, Richie was in top form. I think Scott Travis, Andy Sneap, Ian Hill. I thought they were all in top form. Fortunately, my man Rob Halford, it was very clear that he was struggling vocally in this show, which was a bit of a disappointment, as they had a killer set list. So again, if you don't want to be spoiled for another show later in this tour, I'm going to read off the set list that Priest did. So with that, they opened with One Shot at Glory, and they went into Lightning Strikes, and they did You Got Another Thing Coming, Free Will Burning, Turbo Lover, Hell Patrol, The Sentinel, Touch of Evil, Rockarola, which is probably the first time they played that song in a live setting, probably since 1974 or 75, I would guess. Victim of Changes, Desert Plains, Blood Red Skies, Green Manalishi, and Richie did a guitar solo, and they did Diamonds and Rust, Electric Eye, Hellbent for Leather, Breaking the Law, and then they closed it out with Living After Midnight. So towards the end of the set list, they had, when they were doing Breaking the Law, right before they went into it, they brought out this, what looked like a trash bin, and I was kind of scratching my head. I'm like, well, what are they going to do with this? And then, of course, once they went into Living After Midnight, it opened up, and then it was this inflatable bull, like the bull on Wall Street, which I thought was kind of odd. I didn't really get why. I mean, it looked cool as a stage prop. I don't understand why they put that for Living After Midnight. I don't know. I guess anyone's guess is as good as mine. I thought what would have been cooler, though, is if they did the cover for this album right here and had the Sentinel or this guy right here come out as like a stage prop. But, we got what we got. So, talking with a couple of my friends after the show, as talking about Halford's singing, it is very clear to us that he probably wasn't feeling well, because even those when he was talking in between songs, you could tell his voice was hoarse and it didn't have like the full range, so at parts when he's singing, he just kind of sounded like the whole time, just like throat just out of breath or whatever. So we were speculating that maybe he wasn't feeling well, but they didn't want to cancel the show because, again, they postponed this thing twice already. So then, lo and behold, a couple days later, they were supposed to do a show in Massachusetts. They announced that show got canceled because of an illness in the band. So I'm guessing whatever Halford caught, he must have maybe got it that day, and maybe figured, hey, we got the show booked, let's just go out and play, see how it goes. And then I'm guessing he probably wasn't getting any better. And, there's even some of my friends on Facebook, or people that I know on Facebook who were at that show, were posting things, were mentioning this as well. So I'm guessing, they decided the next show just to cancel. So hopefully my man Rob recovers quickly, and then any other remaining shows that they have in this tour, he'll be at, full force vocally for those other remaining shows. So anyway, that's it for today. If you like this episode, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you don't already subscribe to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button so we can get you get notified any more content that we have coming up. So next week, I think I'll do my album ranking video. I'll be honest, I haven't decided which band I want to do yet, but I do have a couple of ideas, so I will try to get that taken care of and posted up within the next couple of days. So be on the lookout for that. And again, this would be the Sound Archives sounding off. And until next time, we'll see you.